Hey guys, so today's video will be a part 2 on how to get noticed on Instagram. I made the first part, which if you want to see it, it's going to be down in the description. It's more like basics of posting on Instagram and just Instagram etiquette, and now I'm just going to be saying things that are a little bit more specific on trying to get followers. And before I begin talking about that, I wanted to say that all the materials that I used for this painting will be listed down in the description. And if you're wondering what kind of tape I use for the masking, it's regular Scotch tape, the matte kind, and all I do is I stick it a couple of times on my pants so that they get a couple of the fibers from my pants, and then I stick it down on the paper, and it works very well as the masking tape. When you pull it off, it doesn't rip the paper since it's not super sticky because of the fibers from my pants. And just before I get started on any of my advice for Instagram, I wanted to say thank you very much to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. If you don't know what Skillshare is, it's an online learning community with more than 15,000 classes in design and photo and even marketing and art stuff, you know, all that kind of thing. And so you can take a class, you can try a project, and if you want to, you can make classes yourself, and you can get premium membership for as low as $10 a month if you would like to. If you want to try it out, you can check out the link, which is going to be down in the description right at the top, and you can get a free 2-month trial to the website. So I totally recommend it. If you came to this video looking for more Instagram insight, I just wanted to say that on Skillshare, there's a bunch of classes telling you how to grow your Instagram, and it's a little bit more technical than what I'm going to be talking about. So definitely check that out if you're interested in growing your Instagram as well. So getting into the topic of this video, the first thing I want to say is that I'm going to be referring to likes, but by that I mean getting more engagement in general on your posts. I don't mean buying likes or having follow-for-follow accounts liking your art. Ideally, comments or reposts are the best for your account since it shows loyalty or more interest in your account. Commenting or reposting is going a little out of the way to let somebody know you like their art, so in the end, trying to get actual engagement with people, replying to comments and getting connections, you know, that's the ideal thing to do. I'm just going to be referring to likes in general throughout this video because it's more convenient than stating the whole of the other thing. And so the first thing I want to say, the most obvious thing to do is to host giveaways and require people to follow you and repost the giveaway post, or to tag a couple of art-minded people in the comments of the post in order to enter. So giveaways can range from sending people art supplies to doing a couple of quick commissions or requests for the winners, or sending original art pieces to the winners, or maybe even featuring winners' accounts if you have more followers. And of course, giveaways will cost you something in energy or time, or even money for art supplies or shipping if you're going to send anything to somebody. So you don't want to do a giveaway all the time, but if people know you're going to do giveaways, they're more likely to follow you. And also, if one of the rules is to follow you for entering the giveaway, then people will obviously do so. So that's a good way to get a couple followers. Making giveaways last from 1 to 2 weeks is generally a good idea. If you want to make it longer, that's good, but I think that having a giveaway be a little bit shorter will give people more of a sense of urgency in entering, or they won't forget about having entered into the giveaway. So the second thing that I want to say is to post a variety of work to begin with, engage what gets the most likes or comments, and post that kind of content more often. Of course, be happy with what you're posting, but keep in mind what engages your followers the most. For example, my traditional work gets way more likes than my digital work, so I make an effort to post more of it on my Instagram. But I will still post digital when I want to because I like doing it. So you don't have to restrict yourself from posting certain kinds of artwork, just add more of the artwork that gets more engagement. So I found that in my 4 years on Instagram, sketches in general, or maybe even looser paintings, will get way more likes and engagement. And to begin with, it really annoyed me that sketches that took me like 10 minutes to draw were getting 2 or 3 times the amount of likes or comments that paintings that took me 15 hours to make got themselves. And so I noticed also on my explore page that a lot of sketchy art comes up. And so I think that's because people are more fascinated with being able to quickly put together lines and shapes and make a good drawing rather than working on something that takes longer to create, because generally newer artists have more difficulty sketching and having loose lines. I know that's a generalization, but I definitely know I did. So anything that they quote-unquote sketch has more defined lines and is more of a drawing, you know, like the lines are way bolder and there's not really a lot of loose marks. And so if you have the ability to sketch well, you should totally post more of those drawings regularly. I think that when somebody sees a good painting or a finished art piece that evidently took a longer time to create, they might think that with enough time they could do the same thing, and they aren't as fascinated with it as they are with quicker drawings because they might have difficulty with making a quick, cute drawing, you know? So if you can sketch, I totally recommend sketching. Also, I've noticed that mixing traditional and digital is always very popular, like Siren does that a lot. You know, she has her traditional sketches and then she goes over them in Paint Tool SI and makes them look a little bit more alive, but she'll still have like a pencil or hand in the picture so it looks as if she drew something, but that looks magical. So that's a good idea too. If you can get your hands on a tablet or painting software and mix the two, that's a good idea as well, I think. Next, fan art is always a good idea for gaining followers. So the first kind of fan art I would say is drawing a bigger celebrity, and if you draw a big celebrity, they might repost your art and you might get maybe thousands of likes or follows, but when you draw a huge public figure with like over 1 million followers, it becomes harder for them to see your art since they get tagged so many times and by so many irrelevant posts that your drawing is going to be drowned in the sea of other posts that they're tagged in. You know, people will just take a screenshot from a show or just a picture from a photo shoot and repost it and tag the person in it, and it's just going to be this whole wall of that kind of thing, but your art might just get drowned out. So there is a chance that you will get reposted by a bigger celebrity, and so if you want to, definitely go for that. Also, having people tag that person in the comments is a good idea. But I think it's more effective just in general to try drawing models or like middle tier YouTubers, so people who have like 10,000 to 300,000 followers on your Instagram, and they will probably repost your art. And so whoever you want to draw, look through their posts quickly and see if they ever repost art. And so if they do, good chances are to be reposted yourself. Now, if you're drawing a model, you might want to ask them if they are comfortable with being drawn, or send them a message to begin with before you post it on your actual page. But when it's people like YouTubers, generally they're comfortable with their face being out there, and so they're going to be pretty flattered if you draw them. So I've never been offended when anybody's drawn me. I think it's really cute. So I don't think it's like an offensive thing to do. So if you want to, that's a good idea. And the second kind of fan art you could be making is drawing fan art for fandoms. I've noticed that there's a lot of popularity when making fan art for Disney. I'm sure you've seen it. I drew the princesses a while back and they got a lot of engagement because of that, like way more than my regular posts. And so I've noticed drawing things from Disney or Harry Potter, or maybe drawing musicians like 21 Pilots, Melanie Martinez or Alana, or maybe even YouTubers, most notably the Dan and Phil fandom. You find so much art for that fandom. And by making fan art, you also have the chance of being featured on fan pages, which might even have hundreds of thousands of followers, because they're always looking to repost art created for their fandom. So tagging a couple of fan pages related to what you're drawing is always a good idea. Next, posting lay flat photos of your art surrounded by the materials you used is very visually pleasing and a little bit informative. So it captures people's attention. I know that whenever I see lay flat photos of art, it really captures my attention, and I'm personally way too lazy to attempt lay flat pictures myself, but they look super clean and professional. And so if you have the chance to take some lay flats of your art and to add like cute plants or crystals or props and art supplies in them, it will create some interest. And also, if you tag brands that you used in the drawing, you know, with the respective art supplies, that might get a chance to be featured on the art supplies accounts, because they always want professional looking photos to repost of people using their supplies, obviously. I've noticed that a lot of art brands like Copics or Winsor & Newton, they'll just repost drawings that have really good lay flat pictures or compositionally like good looking pictures, and so that's also a good idea. You can be featured on actual art supply accounts. And the last thing I think you should do is to just cross promote social media. I know that's pretty self-explanatory, but if you have other social media like Tumblr or DeviantArt that you use, adding links to your Instagram in your about section or in your posts is a good idea. I know that I always have a list of my social media on my DeviantArt posts, and I always have them down here in my YouTube videos in the description. And so it's always good to cross promote all your social media and, you know, kind of have a reason for somebody following your other social media. So maybe on your Tumblr you repost more inspirational things, but on your Instagram you post more sketches, and so you can just say, well, follow my Tumblr for inspirational posts and follow my Instagram for sketches, that kind of thing. So yeah, I think cross-promoting is also a good idea. So those are a couple of my tips on growing your Instagram just from my extensive knowledge of Instagram. It's just things that I've noticed get a lot of popularity, and what I've noticed works for me. And so just a little bit about the painting that I'm painting. I know I've been obsessed with watercolors recently, but I really like the Kuretake Gansai Tambi watercolors that I've been using. I don't know, they're just, I love them. They're very vibrant and the colors have this great range. They're really pretty, so I've been using those a lot recently. And if you would like to, you can purchase this drawing in my shop. The link will be down in the description. And I also have prints available of this drawing if you would like to get one for yourself. It's also going to be down in the description. So yes, thank you so much for watching. Please grab a Skillshare premium membership for free if you'd like to, because I totally recommend it. I've been using them for a couple of months now and I really love them. And also follow my Instagram. I mean, what was this all about if it was not for you to follow my Instagram? Okay, I'm done. I'm literally done. Okay, I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Bye!